after graduation, I have been graduated in economics, and as soon as I graduated, before even getting the result of the graduation, I got. I had in my childhood also. I always like to write something, whatever it may be, a poem, it may be a story, whatever. So it was a passion. So in during my college life also, I also think if I undertake this journey as a journalist, it could have been better for me because it will be a kind of self entrepreneurship. So I am fortunately, as soon as my exam was over, I got an opportunity.
Warm welcome to yet another episode of Northeast India Talk Series of Humans of Mitti Ke Rang. Today, I would like to begin that if you have a passion to do something different in your life, then your profession should not be a barrier. And this line resonates with today's speaker, Dr. Biswendu Bhattacharjee, a journalist by profession, but an environment activist by passion, and also the founder secretary of Urban Society of Tripura. So, sir, on behalf of Humans of Mitti Ke Rang, I would like to welcome you.
Thank you so much.
So, sir, from your introduction, what I gave, like you had a profession of journalism, and by passion, you are an environment activist. So, sir, I would like to know, like, when and how does this transformation took place in you?
Actually, Abhishek, let me thanks to your initiative that you have connected me. Uh, After graduation, I have been graduated in economics, and as soon as I graduated, before even getting the result of the graduation, I got. I had in my childhood also. I always like to write something, whatever it may be, a poem, it may be a story, whatever. So it was a passion. So in during my college life also, I also think if I undertake this journey as a journalist, it could have been better for me because it will be a kind of self entrepreneurship. So I am fortunately, as soon as my exam was over, I got an opportunity to work with the leading vernacular daily of Tripura. It's called Donik Shangbad. So when I joined in this paper, that time my graduation result was also not come, but I joined there as uh, a retaining staff. By that time, I got graduated. I got my certificate that I graduated. So then, being a fresher, this newspaper did not give me much assignment. I was not any beat. I am a kind of whenever and wherever is required, they push me there. So I have been assigned after a few months that you will cover the weather stories, the weather news. So because since I am a fresher, whatever they will say, I have to do it. So they gave me there's this every day the weather news you have to cover. So I have started getting this bringing the stories on weather. So always this rainfall or temperature or precipitation, it doesn't make any sense. The same kind of stories. I started thinking that how I can do these innovative stories. Then I get connected with some people of this field, those who are actually working in the meteorological department. Some people are working in the science and technology department. Some people are related to health department. Some are agriculture. Some is in agricultural research, and some people are actually working in the pollution control board. So I get connected in few months, and I started understanding this how this weather affect our human life. Because in the school life and the college, little knowledge we have, whatever subject you learn, but at least this basic knowledge we have the geography. So they have started motivating me that yes, we are very happy that hardly people are coming to get this information, to write about this, to make the people aware about these environmental issues, just how this environment is influencing our weather, and that is linked to our agricultural production, that linked to our health, and even the resources like natural resources like water, soil pollution, these kind of things have started getting in. So within a year, I got a complete passionate man of environmental issues. So whenever they have sent me to this political news also, But I try to, but political news, it's a kind of compulsion, because whenever they say go and do something on the politics, yes, I have to go because they have assigned me. But my interest was started driven to that environment, climate, and all those issues. And the turning point is one day I met one officer of a rubber board. He has given me some kind of input. Still, I remember he said, see, the people are saying that there is a big impact of this rubber cultivation in Tripura, because after Kerala, Tripura is the highest in rubber production, rubber cultivation. But even if we are cultivating rubber, but we could not develop any industry here, because there is only we are producing the raw rubber. So then he said, see one thing, it is not about rubber, it is about the anything, even if it is neem, if you go for monoculture, it is actually bad to our ecology, because it is creating ecological disbalance. So there's always we have to go for mixed cropping. So in Tripura, if you look at the rubber, I will not say rubber, it may be teak, it may be neem, it may be any kind of trees, whichever you name. But if it is a monoculture, then it will create an adverse effect over ecology and the biological cycle. And that was a turning point actually in my life. And that simple line has clicked me and motivated me like anything. And afterwards, I started doing research on that subject, start learning the book, articles. And by that time, in 3 4 years, I have become a completely a man live with environment. And then in 2003, when I started my career, it was 1998. And in 2003, I feel that yes, we have to do some work in environment field, because it is budget, and it will be the actually the future of our generation and our earth and whatever. If you think, then definitely we have to do something. Being a journalist, I can write, I can aware the people, but at least the action activities I have to undertake. Otherwise, I cannot set any example to the people. If I write only, there's it is some kind of gospel stories. People will say the person is writing, but what is his action? So in 2003, me and few of my friends from different fields, some doctors, some engineers, some agriculturists, some biotechnologists, my close friends, we have started this urban society. And I have started my career and I am pursuing my career as a journalist. At the same time, I have started this philanthropic work through Urban Society in 2003. And over a period of time, we have getting into these environmental activities, promotional activities, awareness activities, because these two lines are different. In my leisure time or in my off time, we always try to promote these environmental activities. And whenever come to the profession, though it is little difficult, to persuading two things together is very difficult, that I feel. So, but even then, still I am doing it.
So that your story of when you are asked to get the political news, but you had at last that thing become a blessing for you. Like you came to know that this is something that is
Yeah,
triggering me.
I feel sad. I feel like,
It is
yeah,
triggering you.
that is the triggering point.
That's the
Yeah.
triggering point. Also, sir, like what you said, like your action should speak louder than word. Like
Yes.
if you go on publishing articles on newspaper, that will merely impact people. Like writing and
Nay,
reading.
after some time, people will raising a question that what is your contribution? You are giving words, you are giving advisories, you are giving the information. But what is your activity? How people will, because if I do something and people will get to know that this person is doing some work, whatever little it is, but it will, I feel that that is be more influential than only articles.
Yes, of course, sir. So like sir, you said about that mono cropping, that mono cropping and a mixed cropping. So yeah,
Monoculture, yeah.
monoculture and mixed cropping, right, sir? So
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
said about that impact, like monoculture impacts the environment. So like you
yeah.
can just enlighten about this, like how it does and what pros and cons.
Actually, this monoculture means the same type of crop and trees if we plant in a bigger area, that actually that actually affect because some kind of trees have the habitation of some kind of animals. Some kind of trees are some way helping to the other crop. If we just simply say the tea garden, if you look at the tea garden, in after certain distance you will find someone big tree. Why this tree was there? Because this tree is the basically given shade to those trees, and also it will supply the nutrients to these trees. So if these kind of things are not understood by the people, and if we everyone thinks that if we go for any kind of crop, say teak is a big business now. In the US, it said case logging is a business, but in India, if we talk about the log and wood, it is teak. First, everywhere it is teak only. So if we go for teak cultivation in a larger area, in a commercial basis, we will lose the topsoil. Topsoil is the most fertile part of any soil. So if there is no vegetation cover, and if we do not allow the vegetation to grow, so that ultimately affect your tea garden. Why? Because the top soil will go down to in the lower portion. The classic example is Meghalaya. There is a Jayantia Hills in Meghalaya. It's a hill, but during 40s and 50s, it was a fertile land. And there was whatever you will just plant, it will grow like anything. But because it was not covered properly, it was not cared properly, this all the fertile soil has just eroded to Bangladesh. And now this other side of this Jayantia Hills, this plains of Bangladesh, has become the most fertile land. And these people, that part was not supposed to be the biggest cultivated land or the producing area. It was supposed to be in Jayantia Hills, but because of the soil erosion, the topsoil is eroded. That's why that portion has become more nutrient for the plants and agricultural production. Same, if we go for the same type of plants in a particular area, that affect your ecological circle. Ecological cycle means plant is depending on some other plant is depending on some animal is living on other tree, so this is a chain actually. That is not the nutrient, it is also the flow of oxygen, flow of carbon dioxide, the flow of minerals, the covering of topsoil, protection of soil, and the how you can retain the water in the soil. That is also most important thing. So if we go for the multi-cropping means if we go for a mixed plantation, that will good for your soil health, it is good for production, it is good for environment, and that will actually balance the everything as a whole.
Yeah, now it's like I can understand what you are trying to convince. Like, yeah, if basically like one plantation over a large area, it will take up all the nutrients. Like suppose a
Yeah,
particular nutrient is required by that tree, then a large area will just suck up all the
yeah,
nutrients that was required. So if we go on mixed
yes.
cropping, then that nutrients can be replenished by the other plants, right, sir? If
Other plant,
yes,
and
yeah,
most important is the insect. Many insects are there, so they may not live in the teak or neem or rubber or tea. They might be, they require some kind of habitation. They may require some kind of the small vegetation. They might be, this insect is very important for soil nutrient, or to indirectly to giving you the supply chain of the your particular plant, but it cannot give you direct, it come through other plants. So
okay,
as a whole, the plants and animals, this entire ecology is depending on each other.
yeah, get that. So, like you said about urban society, like you gave a very brief.
Yeah.
So, like I want to know more about what the urban society is and what part of the society it focuses on. And what are the issues they work on?
Actually, Orpon is if we go for abbreviation, it is something like Orpon is a word, I think, in Hindi, in Bengali. Orpon means to donate something which has immense value, but I am not charging. It's an Orpon. Orpon means I am donating is the most valuable thing for which I am not getting anything. I am not getting anything directly. So this is Orpon in Bengali also, in Hindi also, and we put it in abbreviation form. It's called Association for Research on People and Nature. So we have put together people and nature. Why we have put this people and nature? Because when you talk about nature, without people and without human being and the animal, you cannot think of nature. And this Orphan society on the very first day, we have we had resolved that yes, whenever we will do some work, this has to help this way or other to the mankind, because man is the most selfish animal in this world. Whenever talk about this environment, pollution, development, industry, agriculture, GDP, economy, politics, everything is revolving with human society. This is the most this triggering point of human life. So when we are talking about this environment, whenever we talk about this ecological cycle, actually what is the intention? Intention is to produce more, to keep our soil nutrient for long time, because so that in return the human society, the we selfish people, can get more benefit. So without this human, nothing is, I think of in this today's world. Even if we talk about the environment also, it is actually for mankind, for me, for my future, my generation, my future generation, my society. We are talking about environment. So that's why you have to talk to the people. So initially we have started with the awareness. The first in 2005, when these thin plastic carry bags were just started using in the small market, we have started working on that, because that time this waste management concept was not there. That everybody, I think, in the bigger city also never thought of. Everybody is littering, never thought that yes, this waste could be a bigger issue for human society, because every day we are generating waste and we are dumping it this place or other. So that time we thought, yes, since it's a non-degradable item, this plastic element, so whatever little we are producing, that is actually we are dumping here and there, and that is creating problem to our soil health. And in future, maybe in one day, this volume of this non-degradable waste may be larger. Then what we shall do? In 2005, I think you will astonish that in those days, we have conduct a complete field level survey of the city. That time city was very small, population was little. So we surveyed. And we found that there was a rampant use of plastic carry bag. And I am not me, not my society, not my organization, is against the use of plastic. Till the date, I believe that plastic is part and parcel of human life. If we start from toothbrush to the night cream, everything is this way or other related to plastic. The plastic is an industry. It is a large is a large contribution to our GDP. It is helping an industry. It's an opportunity for uh, employment, and that is very important for our development. So if somebody says it's a non-degradable item, let us divorce it, I am dead against. I said no. If we stop this thing, because use of plastic is also a research or a development of some individual, some group, some industry. So it is an opportunity. Now when we are talking about this, now we are running through pandemic. So what this pandemic has given us, it has given us alternative livelihood, means mask, sanitizer, then washing hands, this use of this hand wash. Even if you go to the poor man house, you will find at least he has some mask, he has some hand wash, he's using sanitizer. So this pandemic is also given us as an industrial opportunity. So That time we have find that yes, this plastic carry bag, the use of plastic carry bag is rampant. But my concern is that how we are disposing it. Since it is selling out in the market, so it is the responsibility of that company, that individual to discard it, or the municipal authority or the village council to discard those waste. But it was not been done. It was littered, and sometimes it was mixed with the degradable item. Nobody cares. So then we have started talking of misuse of or irregulated use of pesticide in agricultural field. In if you look at this is in the farm area, you will find some the farmers are not educated enough to know which kind of pesticide is used for what purpose, and there is a residual impact. If I use some pesticide today, there is a statutory warning that for at least you have to wait for 7 days to plucking it. But our farmers, I don't know the how these Maharashtra farmers are doing, but in Tripura my experience is they're using today, forgetting the statutory warning, maybe 2 days or after 3 days, they're plucking this thing. And it is coming to the market, it's getting fresh, the bigger size, and people are buying it. And this residual impact is getting in our body through food. And that is creating multiple problems. Say this gastroenteritis, gas problem, cancer, then your hair fall, and so many irritation. That has been the fallout of those things. Then we thought that yes, what we are eating actually, what it is. We have started working on the bakery product, sweet shops, and we found what kind of elements they use, the chemicals. This is very dangerous. They're giving us taste immediately. Even the sugar which we are using today, which is coming from industry, it is also very dangerous because it has also some chemicals. So we started working on that and started awareing the people, mostly the students, that what you will do. We are not against any industrial product or use of industrial product, but when we are talking, then we started understanding the issue. Okay, everybody is saying that there is 40 micron weight of a carry bag is banned. Means the industry has always taken the opportunity. If they put it in the 41 micron, then legally you cannot bind them because your ceiling is 40, but they are using as 41. But if you look at the physically, you cannot differentiate what is 40 and 41. But it is not the solution. Solution is the how you can discard it and how you can monetize this waste. Then we thought that it may be an option that if we can generate power, generating power from waste is an opportunity. New Zealand has done it, Australia has done it, India also tried, but this technology was not successful. That's why we could not break through. But yes, even if some states, some cities could not do it, it does not mean that other one cannot try. So still we are trying that yes, whatever non-degradable item we have, we can generate power, we can generate petrol, we can generate so many things out of it. But technology is there. This is our idea. By that time, we have started thinking, say, okay, I am saying this plastic carry bag is banned. So what about this engine, the edible oil of engine company? What will do it? What about this Britannia packet? Britannia is packaging. What about Tata tea? What about this Tetra packs? Tetra packs means this fruit juice, milk. So many things are coming. Even the thin plastic carry bag, this local this dairy industry are using the plastic packs. So what is the destination? If I using a small thin carry bag, I can use it for second time, third time if I am a conscious citizen. But even if I am conscious citizen, how I can use this edible oil packet for second time? For what purpose I can use it? What I can use with the Tetra Pak of a milk or this fruit juice, how I can use it? Or for that matter, these chocolate wrappers, Britannia biscuits, or any company for that matter, any company, what you can do it. So I find that there is a Hippocratic approach in our policy. Hippocratic approach means we are always trying to target the poor men. Poor men means the end users. So no, you have to carry your bag, but you cannot use the plastic carry bag. But we are not saying that chips company that no, from now onwards you have to think of alternative. We cannot allow you to sell those things. If you look at the our eastern part, this northeastern part, Darjeeling Municipal Authority has. Acha, meantime, in 2016, there is a rule. This waste management, we have the Solid Waste Management Act. Under this, in 2016, there was a rules called extended producer responsibility. A rule was amended. That rule says extended producer responsibility means the company which is producing the packaging item, like this biscuits, oil, meal, whatever. This is the responsibility of that particular company to collect it back, and they have to discard, and they have to buy back. Darjeeling has successfully used it in our part, this northeast part. Darjeeling has done it, and Sikkim has also tried, but they are doing well, but they could not successful now. So this is brief about our environmental activities. And if you come to the people's part, we have worked on the insurance awareness. If you look at the insurance part, insurance is life insurance, health insurance, accident benefit. So many things are there. So many companies are doing. But we find we started working on that how insurance companies are working. We have seen that insurance, many people are doing insurance, but they don't know the clauses. What for they are spending the money, and if any point come, how they will get back the money. And they know only the life insurance, LIC. But there are so many insurance, and people are cheated even. So we have done this insurance awareness part. Then we have started the green job potential. Green job potential means the green sector job potential. What are the job potential of the green sector? And that all those works are done in collaboration with the support of NCAER, means National Council for Applied Economic Research, New Delhi. They have supported this project, and I was made this coordinator for this Eastern India, and I coordinated this project, and it was a successful outcome we got. We have covered the Calcutta Metro also. So, and we wanted to look at everything into the economic perspective. If we look at that, the person is having 2-3 insurance, but when he was ill, he was not getting anything, only because this clauses companies, he did not learn it, understand it, but he has invested money. Then IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Authority of India, we have made a report for them. And after that, it is not my credit, this is the credit, whole credit goes to the NCAER. They have taken up the matter to IRDA. This, hello IRDA, you have allowed this company to do the business, but you are not carrying the interest of your customer. This smallest point, 5 points, 4 points, they have given so many clauses, which if you read the whole process, you will find this, you are no way eligible to get any money. Then IRDA intervened, and now this insurance process has little transparent and people are getting it. So I am happy that whatever little, I am not claiming any, it is not my success, but yes, I have little contribution to pointing out those flaws to the authority, and authority has worked on that. This is the people's part.
So, sir, like in a nutshell, you had covered all of the thing compared to this nature towards the people issues. Yeah.
Yes.
So, like on that plastic part, sir, I think like government has policies. Everyone is like, we have to ban plastic use. It's a dark future. if we don't ban plastic right now, then it would be a dark for our future. But still, on our end, being a public, being a common people, we should also have that consciousness, right? Like if we go to a bazaar, then many of them we forget to use a bag, like whatever bag we have, cloth bag. And also the reckless use of plastic, like throwing of wrappers here and there. We have no disposal, proper disposal in the street, although government all provides, but it gets stored out there. If it doesn't provide, we always blame the government, but never it comes to our end, like we are responsible for that. Once I tried in my city, he was eating gutka, and I said him like, sir, don't throw the wrapper out there in the road, because you are responsible, right? Whose country is it's ours, right? It's not the government country, it's the common people country. You are representing India. So he said that government doesn't provide anything, and although you are saying me, but I won't follow that, because what I am willing to do, I will do that. I can't listen anybody. So like the adamant nature of person is like destroying all of the beauties, what I say. And this plastic issue, I think like it will take a lot of time to get resolved, because it has to be implemented in a proper manner, right, sir? What do you say?
No, I subscribe your idea, but I beg to differ in one point. That see, since we are accepting it's a product of industrialization, it's an industrial product, definitely it has a contribution to our GDP, it has contribution to our employment map, it has contribution to our development. So I am always, I don't know why, in banning anything, I am dead against with this concept. I always feel this management is very important.
Yes, yes, of course.
Banning is not an issue. Even this pandemic time, when we say you are confined at home, it means what? It shows our helplessness. This we are because we are really helpless now, because we don't have any remedies, remedial medicine. We don't have this preventive medicine. We don't have this immunization process. So we are helpless. That's why our government and we everyone saying, okay, please remain at home, and even if you have to come out, you have to wear masks, maintain the physical distance from each other, and try to stop the spread or break the chain of spread. Only because we don't have any other option, because we are helpless. So the same thing, if we set a blanket ban on the plastic carry bag or plastic products, I think it shows our helplessness. But still, I believe this India is such a country where the brilliant scientists are there, brilliant institutions are there, the brilliant brains are there, brilliant investors are there. So why not we think of how we can manage this plastic? I can blame the government can enforce me, or we can talk each other. But the ultimate issue is we have to manage the menace. Manage the menace does not mean that you collect everything and discard it. No, I always believe any industrial product has a economic value in the process of discarding. So we have to think of, our scientists has to think of how we can monetize this waste. And enforcement should be very stringent. And even we are not able to provide this dustbin, or we cannot provide and we cannot enforce those companies to buy back their uh, uh, plastic waste. So then we have to have that mechanism to clean it up and to take them back. And for this, you can charge fine, fees, or a cost on the user, the citizen. Citizen has to pay the cost, because if my city does not have proper discard system, this dumping system of plastic waste, because you know the India is a country where the many things we can think like USA or Canada, but we cannot implement it here because of our multicultural, multi-ethnic issues. So many issues are involved because we are a unique country, and actually we like it, because this most regulated life is always create a problem. Always create a problem. It is a monotonous.
Yes.
If you because If I am feeling bored in Tripura, if I go to Guwahati, I will be refreshed because their lifestyle, their fooding, their culture, this everything is different.
Different.
If I fly down to Delhi, I will get a different kind of culture. If I fly down to Mumbai, I will get different kind of culture within my country. But these kind of multi feelings you will not get any other country other than India. That's why my country is best. And I believe and I am proud to be an Indian because I have a different kind of feelings, different kind of culture, different kind of food, different kind of habit. So which I can enjoy in my country only. I cannot cross the boundary. So I want that kind of in a smaller unit, a small state, small town, because we are different in everywhere. Whatever is applicable in Agartala, it might not be fit for Calcutta or Mumbai or Delhi or Guwahati or Pune. So we have to devise a smaller unit policy for managing those waste, and that policy has to come from the administration, policymakers, and definitely the activists like us. We have to force the government to frame out a policy considering the local issues or local challenges or mitigate it at a local level. Don't think that someone sitting in Delhi, they will guide you and then you will do it in Tripura. It is impossible.
Impossible.
So everywhere we have no dearth of talent, that I believe. Even if you leave it to a small village, you will find at least one BTech engineer. Nowadays, you will find at least an MBA graduate. Any part of the country you will find. So I don't feel that we have dearth of knowledge. We have, yes, we are a poor country because there's a poor men are there. So that's why many things we cannot do. But I think we have to have that juice. Yes, we have to do it and we have to enforce it and we have to push our government that to help us to regulate it at local level.
So yeah, I hope so. Like this dream of yours comes true as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Like yeah. Of course, banning is not the solution of everything. I do agree with that. So,
yeah.
sir, like like being a journalist on your part, you know what journalism the power that journalism possesses, right, sir? So, don't you think like journalism is not putting that much of effort to let the common people, like if you open a news channel right now, right? So it would be either with that SSR case or something like that, that only increases their TRP, right, sir? So don't you think that journalism is not putting that much of effort to let the common people know the urge of climate change? Because within 2030, it is being said that the temperature is gonna rise by 1 degree or 2 degrees centigrade, and it's gonna cause a lot of problem to human population. So what's your take on that, sir?
Actually, if I say another way, what media shows and what media does. Actually, media is the mirror of the society.
Of
What
course.
society wants, media reflects it. So if you blame on media, this media is not showing it, I will say there's no society does not want it. That's why media is not giving. Why media is always SSR case or Kankana Ranawate or this kind of issues are coming today. Why? Because the viewer, the readers wanted to know this thing and to see this kind of cripsy thing. That's why these things are coming. Nevertheless, I feel yes, in this the field of journalism, we are dearth of activist journalists. Journalist should have an activism in his professional career. So I am happy that I am doing the activism journalist. I am an activist journalist. I am trying to put this kind of ideas. I am not talking about environment even, not the people issue. In every issue, I try to critically analyze. And since I believe in a tagline, man is a selfish animal in this planet, and whatever they do, it is for their own benefit. I always believe in this. Whoever said this, I am keeping this forest for you and this, I want to, this is, I don't believe in this kind of ideas. I believe we are the selfish element and whatever we are doing, it is for us only. So that's why my request to my seniors, my colleagues, my juniors, and the intending journalist, whoever is coming and whoever is intend to come to this profession. Before joining this profession, you try to choose an area of interest. It may be politics. Even if it is politics, you try to make some changes by your activities. If you like this economic journalism, you do it, and to do something which can give a footprint and people can remember that this is the person he has done it. If you like this, okay, I'll do the entertainment journalism, okay, you do it, but you make sure that your entertainment journalism should have some impact in the society. It is not that today I am doing something, tomorrow I am doing something, and one day people will forget. No, it is not the issue. At least uh, in every state, every town, we need activism. Whatever field you like, whatever subject you like, or your area of interest, but you undertake some activity which can have a change, and that has to go by the way. This go together. You are writing something, and you have to act something, and that has to mix together, and you can create a brand for yourself. And we have the enough potential to do it, because if we calculate the thing, how much time we are devoting for our profession. To be very frank, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours maximum. Sleeping 6, 7 hours, and other this thing 2, 3 hours. So how much it is? It is something around 15, 16 hours. We have still having 7, 8 hours left, which we usually use gossip, watching some televisions, or by doing some activity which does not have direct benefit. So my request to be everyone that during this 8 hours of time, at least devote 1 hour every day for this kind of critical thinking, at least for the journalists and teachers. My request to teaching community and the journalists, because these two community, according to me, can have the bigger access and bigger capacity to influence the people and change the society. So if this teaching community and the journalist community, they think that I want to change in that direction, they can do it. And we have enough power. So over a period of time, the need and taste of the society will definitely change. So now this taste has been with this Konkona Ranawate, or these cases, Riya Chakraborty and all. So that test will get lost one day. So we have created this test. So we are the people, we can change it. But society has to think of, society has to think of that what people want to see.
So like every line of yours, every words of yours, I couldn't agree more than that. Like you said the appropriate thing. So it's like we the people, we decide what our media should show us. Like our taste decides what they want to show us. Everything depends on us. And also I believe that we are the biggest virus of this world. This coronavirus
Yes.
is nothing. I do believe that. So, sir, like I was going through this internet post, like previous year, Urban Society participated in one of the Himalaya cleaning campaign, right, sir? So, what was that campaign was about? Can you enlighten me?
Actually, Himalayan Clean Himalaya campaign was launched by uh, that a group, which is the biggest group, the Clean Himalaya. A group is a basically a conglomeration of number of civil society organizations. Some people, they are basically based in uh, Gangtok. So we have participated. Actually, that Himalayan cleanup drive was actually to find out the plastics, to find out the littered plastic, this littered plastic, how much remains, how much remains with the on the street or in the drains, which is uncared. So that was every year we thought at least to do something. And initially it was started from Natula Pass to Mirikhel. And there was this area is basically tourist spots. and there was very stringent rules are there, so regulation is also there, police are there. But even then, this Himalayan cleanup group has come out with a few tons of uncared plastic waste. That was a trigger point for this entire group of this Himalayan belt. You know, the Himalayan belt started from Ladakh to Arunachal Pradesh, and definitely by default, this even if we are in the close to Bangladesh, there is this sea part, but we also consider ourselves as the Himalayan state. So we have also undertaken this drive to our city, that to at least to estimate or quantify this. Everybody is aware. At least we have to 3, 4, 5 days drive. We want to locate as a particular area. This where this municipal authority is putting dustbin. There is a regular collection of waste garbage. But even then, we have targeted to identify and quantify the uncared garbage, plastic waste, whatever thrown. Say it's a there's some area we have find there are these plastic bottles, this bottles culture, this mineral water. This is not mineral. I don't believe this is mineral water. It is a package water. Somebody is saying this is a mineral, but I don't believe it is a mineral. It's a package. This culture, if you go to any government office, you will find this it become a culture. They have putting into this bigger means 12 or 20 bottles together, and they're putting it, and whenever is coming, they're offering you one bottle. This one bottle cost whatever, it doesn't matter. But after use that bottle, where it is going, nobody is thinking. All babies are saying this, no, I don't use the glass. Because why? Because everybody is 2, 3 people are using this. So it may create some kind of illness in my body, and it may transmit some disease. So I don't like to give it. But he never thought that the use, the what kind of plastic the water in the plastic bottle he is giving, there is more dangerous. It is very, very dangerous, because this is the micro organism is not there, and the poisonous elements from after these bottles are these poisonous things are getting mixed with the bottled water, and that thing we are drinking, and it may create dangerous diseases in our body. So I think this kind of mindset we have to change, and this initiative is all about this thing only.
So like these are the small things we always like ignore them. Like
Yeah.
it happens like in many of your households you can see like the groceries they tie up in the plastic bags and keep for a month. But what's the effect they are going to get in a long run? They always ignore it, and we should
Yes.
always. And what you are doing, like trying to educate about this to people, it's a good initiative to that. So, sir,
Thank you.
moving to the end of this session, sir, I would like to share. I would like you to share some of the tips that you would like to share with your viewers about how should they means follow their lifestyle so that they can have minimum effect to the environment.
Actually, if you ask me this, what could be the model? So I was saying that you have to be very much logical and critical in any work or anything, to your personal life, to community level. Always think that why I am doing it, what I am, and for which I am doing it, because everything has a cause and effect. So if I do something, this we have a this after this multi-brand culture has come, the people and even me have developed a habit to use too many clothes. Too many clothes means one shirt, two shirts, three shirts. If you think of our grandfather or my father is, they had two shirts only. They use it even if they clean it up in the night, in the morning they use it, because they were poor people. They thought, okay, this is my wealth and I have to run at least 1 year, because I don't have money to buy it. But nowadays, this multi-brand culture has given us affordable money so that we can, whatever we are seeing, we wanted to buy it. Even I have found some people, they have enough dress, which at least once in a year they are getting a chance to use it. And after one day, they're discarding it. So just to think, this producing a cloth, how much greenhouse gas we are generating from this industry, and how much contribution to our carbon footprint and carbon sink, how much power we are using it for that. Okay, leave it. If we are using it, then we must go for washing. If we go for washing, how much this detergent we are using, and what is the end of those detergents, what they are doing. And this kind of critical thinking, I think every civilized society should think. Whenever and whatever we'll do, whatever we do, we must have a logical thinking. Why I'm doing it so? And it is not like that. Even if we are indulging into several cultures, and we are indulging into many society, we are indulging into many kind of illusions. But my request is, whenever we shall do something, we must think of why we are doing it and what for we are doing it. And I think these two answers to your conscious, if you ask your self-conscious, you will get the reply. It is not to gratify someone or satisfy somebody or to gratify yourself. You have to think of that's the impact of what we are giving to a future. And unless and until we are satisfied with this kind of answers, I think I cannot say the society is developed or the society is educated. So this are my take, this last take. Tell me next.
Wow, so like you just shorten all of the tips into just two words, like that two question you should ask yourself, like what you are doing, what impact, what kind of thing is happening within that process that literally matters to ourselves as well as to the environments. So sir, like it was a blissful session for me. Like I just want to hear you, like the ocean of knowledge you have that you just flowed out through this session. But due to time constraint,
I just at the last I wanted to just everywhere whenever I get a chance I share this thing, and it's a concern for us. This is this in India, today's India required to think of the at least to stop the using of personalized vehicle. It may be a bike, it may be a car, because just think of what is our oil import bill, how much money we are paying to other countries, because we are our country, the whatever petroleum products we are producing, it is only if 1 or 2% of our requirement. Rest of the things we are procuring for other countries. How much money we are paying out from our country? This is one. Second one is the vehicles which we are using, how much emission we are doing,
yes.
and how we are getting separated from our society. If we travel together, we can meet the friends, we can see our this the how the society is transforming. We are getting the different class of people are traveling together. So my request would be, we have to come out from this fiasco that everybody should use a personal car. And the same thing is happening. The all smaller cities are completely choked with the parking problem, and most of the this thing, this city roads are occupied by the cars, the parked cars. And I feel it is equally concerning like plastic, this the booming of personalized car culture. If you go to the bank is ready to finance you for buying a car. And if you go for, I'm an enterprise, I want to start a business, they will ask you several questions. I think we the Indian, we the citizen of the country, we must change this culture, and we must force our government to enforce law and regulate this banks, just not to indulge into this kind of detrimental habit.
So like this issue, what you ever said, I agree with that. But also on other part, if you say during COVID time, this time what I felt, sir, like in itself, in the city itself, like this time the temperature what you usually feel like the previous year I felt, it was more as compared. This year the temperature was like bearable, you can bear about it. But as soon as the lockdown started, the temperature again started to rise. It's all because of the cars running out there in road. It's the pollution.
Vehicular pollution.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Vehicular pollution, as well as the body that is getting heated up with the sun. They radiate more of the
Yes.
energy.
Yes.
The amount of energy they radiate in the roads, it just like it acts as a like greenhouse for us. It totally
Yes. Yes.
packs the environment and just heat up the environment, and it makes us
Yes.
unbearable. So like it
Yes.
has lots of like, and I think like down the line, maybe 10 to 15 years, this culture of cycling would like it will emerge up, because being an environment conscious, the generation being environment conscious, the cycling culture would surely emerge up. I keeping my fingers crossed, wish so. So sir, it was like
Yes.
a very good conversation. I am just like to continue the session, but with the time constraint, I, I have to end up here. So thank you, sir, for joining with us, for joining with Mitti Ke Rang,
Thank
sir.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. So, viewers, this was a story from Tripura, and be tuned for yet another episode of podcast series of Humans of Mitti Ke Rang. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
Bye bye.